Welcome, everyone, to the Jewish Voice. It is very exciting for me to be with you this evening with two absolutely incredible musical talents. For those of you that might be listening from outside, I am Cantor Rochelle Nelson from Temple Beth Am in Miami, Florida, and one of the hot spots of the world right now. And we welcome you to this incredible program. This next hour, I hope, will be filled with music and joy and poetry and love, as these two young women are. They encompass so much. So let me tell you about my first guest. She's raised on equal parts of Mozart, Mingus, and Mitchell. Well, Mingus is a great jazz artist, for those that don't know. A busy multi-instrumentalist, composer, recording artist. She studied conducting and violin, jazz, guitar, and songwriting at Yale, and has performed at some of the most celebrated concert halls in the country, including Carnegie Hall, Lincoln Center, Tanglewood, and perhaps most memorably, 5 different performances at the White House for Obama. I want to welcome the one and only Ilana Arian. Welcome, Ilana.
Hi, it's so good to be with you. Thank you for having me.
It's so wonderful to have you. Thank you for giving us the honor of, at this crazy time in our lives, of finding a moment to be with us and share your beautiful talents with us.
It is my absolute pleasure.
Thank you. So let's start off by, let me ask you, tell me a little bit about your background and how you found your way into Jewish music.
Sure. So I grew up sort of squarely in the Reform movement. My mom is a professor at HUC, the Reform Seminary in New York for Cantors, and my dad is a Reform rabbi and did tons of youth work and started the Foundation for Jewish Camp and a million other things. And so I grew up going to Jewish summer camp as a staff brat, and falling asleep on the dining room table in the Chadar Ochel during song session and all of that, and kind of had that in my blood for a long time. And I think like so many people that I know who have their family has kind of a family business, everyone's a doctor, everyone's a teacher, whatever, there tends to be a moment of kind of resisting the family business. And so I had that as well. I spent about 10 years directly after college touring as just a secular folk singer, and which was amazing, and I loved it. And actually my because of my parents, I was very lucky to have a friendship and to have Debbie Friedman as my teacher of blessed memory, and she used to come hear me play in these those terrible first gigs, in New York, like where the floor is kind of like sticky and there's a 2-drink minimum and it's a 20-minute set or something. And she used to come to those gigs and just, God bless her, and sit through them and be her normal effervescent self. And after those early shows, she would come up to me and say something nice about the show. And then, Ilana, when are you gonna do something that we can use?
Right.
How about throwing something to the Jews? And we just had this joke, and I would just sort of laugh and be like, oh no, that's what my family does, and I'm not doing that. And we had that joke really, till she died, like just that she was really kind of pushing me in that direction, and I was really resisting, wanting to do something different than what was expected of me. And in the end, I think I found my way to this work in a time of kind of personal turmoil and seeking. I had just had my first daughter, Maya. I was like a new mom, and my life was kind of completely disoriented, and I didn't really recognize myself, and I felt very unmoored. And I was changing my daughter on the changing table, kind of humming a melody to her. And as I was singing it, it occurred to me that it was my own melody. I thought it might have been another song, and it was actually the first piece of Jewish music that I ever wrote, which was a setting of Yehiyu L'Ratzon.
I want to hear it.
I'll play it for you.
All right.
And so after that, I sort of felt that like I had found my place, and I, whenever I'm asked the question like this, or I have a chance to tell that story, I just like to sort of acknowledged how much Debbie knew about me that I didn't know, and I never got to play this music for her, but I do feel her around when I'm working. So,
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing it with us.
of course, this is Yehiyu L'Ratzon. Yehiyu L'Ratzon Irefi Ve'yon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri ve'goali Adonai Tzuri ve'goali Yehiyu L'Ratzon Irefi Ve'yon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri ve'goali Adonai Tzuri ve'goali. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my Redeemer. Yehiyu L'Ratzon Irefi Ve'yon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri ve'goali Adonai Tzuri ve'goali. You can sing after me if you hear this. May the words of my mouth, and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you, Adonai, my rock and my Redeemer. Yehiyu L'Ratzon Irefi Ve'yon libi lefanecha Adonai Tzuri ve'goali Adonai Tzuri ve'goali.
Beautiful. I was just listening to that the other day. You know, you have a flavor in your music. Well, it certainly shows forth when you sing the Mi Chamocha. Where does that other influence come from? That Spanish or that? What am I feeling? How would you call it? Semitic?
Yeah, it's Semitic. Yeah. It's a good question. I think particularly with the Mi Chamocha, I play a lot of different string instruments, and before I wrote that piece, somebody had given me as a gift this beautiful, it's called an octave mandolin. So it's the same stringing as a mandolin. It's pairs of strings in unison. So there's 8 of them, 4 strings in pairs, but it's a full octave below the mandolin. So it's like almost the size of a guitar, but it has that same tuning. And that's also the same tuning as a violin, which is my sort of first instrument. And so somebody gave me that instrument, and I was kind of just, how it is when you pick up a new instrument, you're trying to kind of figure it out, and what sounds does it want to make, and what's the flavor that the instrument brings. And so I think in that case, with that piece, that flavor actually came from the instrument. Just hearing the resonance of that instrument. I wish I had that instrument with me right now, but I don't.
I know. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, it's very cool.
I've seen you on the stage, of course, with it.
Yeah, it's a really fun, just a different sound. And, just like with the piano, just different intervals and different kind of chords have different resonance depending on the actual wood and the shape of the body and stuff. And so I think that with that piece in particular, it really came from the instrument. And otherwise, I think it's possible that it's from. I spent some time as a very young person. I lived in Israel with my family and went to school there, and so I was exposed to a lot of Sephardi music and Mizrahi music. Yeah, exactly. And I really love that part of our tradition and all of that.
Me too. It's so beautiful, and it clearly separates you in as a composer, because your music has a different flavor. And it's really great that you captured that and brought it to life. Because, well, in a moment, I know I'm going to ask you to sing Mi Chamocha. I was trying to text one of my students right now who always sings the solo on it.
Aw, I would love that.
I don't know if Mason's if his mother's getting my text. They might be out of town, but at least I sent it. But tell me, how did you then go from, how did you end up teaching at the school and getting to Central Synagogue? Tell me how the next part of your journey.
Sure, yeah. So at Central Synagogue, I was, that really was just a phone call. Then the cantor, Angela Bookdahl, who's now the rabbi at Central, had just arrived and was sort of starting to think about how to change the musical sort of feeling there, and was interested in bringing instruments in. And she called me and said, I know you play violin and some other instruments. Why don't you come and play? I don't really know what we're going to do, but, come bring your instruments and we don't have parts or anything, but you'll just make up whatever. And I said, well, that sounds really great, but I don't know how to do that, because I come from a classical background. I wasn't an improviser at all. Like in classical music, you learn how to, you learn how to read really precisely, and it's not about improvisation. So although I love jazz and I grew up listening to a lot of jazz and it has a big influence on me, I never felt comfortable in that way as an improviser, particularly on violin. And she sort of said, that's okay, just come and it'll be fun. And I was like, all right. So I from the very beginning, I'm trying to think, it was probably 2005 that I started there, is my guess. And there was an ensemble of us, myself, a wonderful clarinetist, Yvonne Barenboim, who is still like a musical brother to me. The whole band is like my family.
Is he a relative of the...
He, you know what? He's not. Although most people think that he is. So he sometimes gets some extra special.
He gets that a lot. Yeah.
He's a wonderful, incredible Argentinian clarinetist, amazing improviser, real klezmer roots. And then Benny Kunievsky, who's a sort of legendary percussionist who played with Debbie and plays on Broadway everywhere, and a wonderful bass player named Dave Romano. And we actually played in that ensemble together. I mean, I just a couple years ago stopped playing in the regular ensemble because I was starting to travel so much. But we played together for like 13 years. And I think that in a lot of ways, that experience and that time working with those wonderful musicians in the band just really helped to push me and to sort of stretch me as an instrumentalist and as a listener, and sort of finding the right moments and not overplaying and not sort of making too much of a meal out of anything. So that's how I got to Central. And in terms of Hebrew Union College, it's kind of similar. I was playing many years ago. I taught guitar there, in the cantorial program now, which I imagine was different, Rochelle, when you were there, Cantor Nelson.
No, Rochelle is fine. If you played guitar when I was in school, you're
in trouble. Yes.
Looked down upon, like Jeff Klepper had to, he was not considered, legit because you
Right.
played guitar.
Right, exactly. So because of the work of, people like my mom and Debbie and Cantor Benji and Ellen Schiller and a number of other professors in the college, the tide has shifted considerably there. And so there became a guitar requirement in the cantorial program. And years ago, I was just going there basically teaching private lessons like a coach kind of. And then I had my daughter, and then my oldest daughter, Maya. I'm used to just saying my daughter, but we have two now.
That's right. Which we'll
And
get to.
yes, and so then when I came back after Maya was born, I started playing in the Thursday tefillah with Yvonne, the same clarinetist, my friend from Central, and having more opportunities to kind of work with students in thinking about how to use instruments prayerfully in worship and how to sort of pray with your instrument in a way. And then that's kind of opened a lot of wonderful collaborative doors for me. So I've been teaching last year. I started teaching co-teaching a class with Cantor Jack Mendelson on how to integrate old and new styles, basically. So he brings the chazanut and I bring contemporary stuff, and just I feel like a kid in a candy store there. Like I learned so much just being there, and
I would love to be there.
yeah,
I'd
it's
like to be the
incredible.
fly on the wall.
It's really fun. And this past summer, actually, just last week we finished. That's actually part of the reason I couldn't join you till this week. We were teaching. I was teaching a new class, which is on a songwriting class specifically. That was a new offering for the summer, and that was wonderful because I got to be with. Because it had to be over Zoom. One silver lining was I got to teach students not just on the New York campus, but also students in Cincinnati and in LA, and rabbis and cantors together. So I feel so lucky to get to work in that community.
Oh,
And
it's incredible.
yeah, and just to see like how much incredible, deep talent and wisdom is coming out of into the movement. It's really special.
That's wonderful. And where did you meet your wife?
I did meet my wife at HUC. Actually, this is a hot tip. I was her guitar teacher at
my
HUC.
gosh.
Don't tell.
I love it. That's great. And now you have a beautiful baby that just turned 1.
We do. Our baby, our daughter's name is Acadia, and she had her birthday. Is it the 5th, the 6th? What's the day today? The 6th, 2 days ago.
Okay.
So 2 days ago, we celebrated her birthday. She had her first taste of chocolate. It was epic. All over the face, in the ears, up the nose, the whole thing. So yeah, I feel very blessed by her.
I've been stalling because this woman, Beth, she says, hi, I'm just seeing this because I said to her, I want her to open now, please. So I'm going to stall you for one more minute.
No problem.
Tell me how it's been with the COVID and how you dealt with that.
I feel like probably similar to how many of you feel. Like it's just I live in right now. I'm speaking to you from Massachusetts, but I live in New York City in Brooklyn, which for a long time was the center of the virus in America. And we have 2 young kids, and my wife is a cantor, and I'm a full-time musician, and so us all being home together and trying to do what we all needed to do, and also homeschooling our older daughter and the first year of our baby's life and all of that, it's been really challenging, and I think for everyone it's a sort of daily, sometimes hourly, sort of up and down of kind of trying to be present and stay grateful. We thank God we have what we need. We have each other. We have this beautiful family. We have opportunities to make music, and as much as I can, I really try to stay in that place. But yeah, it's been difficult, and also particularly like for I'm sure many of our friends and colleagues that you've had on this presentation before have had the same thing. But it's just if you make your living traveling as a performer, it's a very reorienting time in that way.
It really is. It really is. So anyway, I've asked her to. They're on, but I asked her to call me on FaceTime. So maybe while you're singing the Micha Mocha, you'll get to see this beautiful child's face.
Ooh, I would love that.
His name is Mason Lang. He's a really incredible young singer and actor, and he's been soloing with me. Let's see if she's going to come on. Come on. You
oh
can
my
do
gosh.
it. Anyway, so I think what I'll do is I'll let her try to call me, and he was just, oh, here she goes. Okay.
Look at this FaceTime on Zoom.
Okay.
Technology on technology.
Yeah. Are you there? All right, Mason. Mason, do you see? I'm on with the woman that wrote Mi Chamocha that you solo on. Okay?
Hi, Mason.
Mason, say hi.
Hi.
She's gonna sing it for you, okay?
Am I gonna sing with her?
Well, unfortunately, you can't because there'll be a delay. He's not.
You know what? You know what? Mason, he can sing, but you'll just do the thing with your...
Okay, so you can sing, but she's going to be a little bit off time with you because it's Zoom, okay?
Okay.
All right, you can sing. How
All right,
about
here we go.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor, Mason. Just sing for her the Who is like me? Let her hear that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, let's get this concept.
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm onward.
Can you sing it? Who is? Go for it.
Who is like you, Adonai?
Awesome.
Who is like you, Adonai?
All right, here she goes.
Woo!
All right, now listen up.
Ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. Michabucha ba'ilim Adonai mikamocha nehedar bakodesh nora tehilot ose ifele nora tehilot ose ifele yalla yalla la yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la la yalla la 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 yalla la 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 yalla la 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 la. Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Who is like you, Adonai? Yalla la la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la la, yalla la la la, yalla la 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 la, yalla la 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 la. Woohoo! Thank you, Mason.
Mason, say thank you.
Thank you.
You sound great, Mason. Nice singing.
Thank you. You're amazing.
Thanks.
Aw, I love
So
you, my
sweet.
baby. Go get back in the pool, which is what we do in Florida. Go
Get back in that pool. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Angel.
Bye.
Aw,
What a sweetie.
my beauty. I love you. Oh, that was incredible.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to give you a little bit of a break.
Awesome.
You're phenomenal. I'm going to bring you back on. So maybe get ready to do one more song at the end for us, if you would.
You got it.
I'm going to introduce my next guest.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
such a
you.
treat. Thank you. It's great. So now this next guest, I mean, this is a night of like, I don't know. I feel like I'm at Carnegie Hall. This is a woman with another incredible woman, vocalist, beautiful magical voice, quality of richness. It's a luxurious sounding vocal, lush harmonies, her rhythmic phrasing. She's toured internationally as a singer, guitarist, composer, recording artist, spiritual leader, and activist. She performs in many different genres, including folk and jazz, just like Ilana. I would like to welcome now, it's with great joy, to welcome Chava Morel. Hi, Chava.
Hi.
How are you?
Oh, so grateful to be here. Thank you
Oh,
so
we are
much.
so grateful to have you. Kidding? This is I'm my feet are like haven't stopped moving, so I'm trying to hold the phone, but I can't keep my body still. It's a whole problem here.
I know, I feel like I alreed played a whole set because I was playing along with Alana and
There you
making
go.
videos. I have a whole phone of videos of us singing together.
Okay, so you and Ilana have done a lot of work together, yes?
Yes, we have a band together, or it's like a project that we call New Moon Rising, which is a
Okay.
really exciting group with another woman named Deborah Sachs-Mintz, who's a dear friend of ours as
Yes.
well. And it's, three women singing
Oh,
harmonies
that's
together.
incredible.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. So, Chava, tell me a little bit about your life, how it started and where you are at this time.
I have a lot of parallels with my friend Alana, so I was just like listening to her and I was like, check, check, check. My dad's also a Reform rabbi.
Wow.
Her parents met at the Camp Eisner that my grandma helped to found with the sisterhood in Long Island. And,
Wow.
so we're both kind of products of the Reform movement in different ways. My mom does not work for the Hebrew Union College, but she is an opera singer who does a lot of cantorial work too. So, and I was also hired by Angela Bookdahl in 2002 to come and sub for her while she was on maternity leave at Westchester Reform Temple. So,
You
we've
really
been
have
through,
paralleled each
yeah, a
other.
lot of parallels.
And you've got a beautiful little boy, yes?
And I have a little child who's 7, same age as Alana's child Maya. So we have,
Oh,
that as well in common. I don't have another little baby. I get to enjoy the other people's babies.
right, right. Oh, that's wonderful. How about okay, so you grew up in the Reform movement, and were you a camp song leader? How did that work out?
I was totally not just a song leader. I was a staff brat at the Temple camp. My dad was the director, and then I was mentored by Julie Silver when I
Uh,
was a young teenager at Camp Swig in West Coast camp. And I also went to Kutz, and I did the song leader training there. So I got to study with a lot of the great, mentors in the movement.
Fantastic. And you've written how you have two albums?
I have 4 albums.
4 albums.
Four
Wow.
albums, and 2 of them are full original albums, and the other 2 have some covers, some originals, some jazz standards, and some other stuff too.
Where were you educated musically?
I did not go to Yale, but I went to Cal Arts, which is a music program, music school in California.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. Well, I know everyone is very anxious to hear your beautiful voice and talent. So sing something for us, please.
I certainly will, and I'm so grateful to be invited. And I heard you playing this on the piano so beautifully. And I
Oh,
just want to
thank you.
thank you, Cantor, for your compositions, which have been, you and Alana both. I sing your songs during services a lot, and so
Oh,
it's
thank you. Thank you. I was saying to you earlier before the show started that I want to go back with every artist that I have interviewed and I want to write a song with each and every one of you. So, and you said yes. So I'm holding you to it.
I'm already saying yes. What an honor, and let's start looking at texts because
You got it.
there's a lot of needs out there, emotional needs.
Please
So
send
this
me some of those needs.
this is actually a co-write that I wrote with a poet named Stacy Zizek Robinson, who's she's kind of one of our movement poets, and her works are in a lot of our our books, our Sidurim, and she wrote this beautiful Baruch Hu setting. But right now, since it's not a prayer service, I have alternative lyrics that I sing. That's just kind of a general blessing for kindness and love
Wonderful.
overall.
Wonderful.
Come, come, all of you, come, all of us, and spread some love and kindness. Come, come, all of you, come, all of us, and spread some love and kindness. Spread it with the rising sun. Spread it in a river of blessing. Spread it in this moment now and every now to come. Spread it with the rising sun. Spread it in a river of blessing. Spread it in this moment now and every now to come. Come all of you, come all of us, and spread some love and kindness. Come all of you, come all of us, and spread some love and kindness. May we be blessed under the wings of divine compassion. And may we be safe in the embrace of everlasting love. Come all of you, come all of us, and spread some love and kindness. Come all of you, come all of us, and spread some love and kindness. Do 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 do.
Oh, very beautiful.
Thank you.
And the poet Stacy, she's written for our prayer book.
She has a lot of works in a lot of our, I don't know
Different
exactly
places.
but different places. But in our movement, she's often, her works are publicized.
That's beautiful. I'm always looking for lyrics. I'm always looking for someone that moves me. Somebody was asking me yesterday, how do you come up with your melodies? But oftentimes I read words, and in the words I hear the melody. I don't know. How do you compose? Do you hear melody first?
I think I go with chords first. I think I usually start with like a chord progression that's compelling for me, and I just improvise over it, and I record it. And then,
yes, a lot of people do it that way.
I mean, sometimes I don't find the melody in there until later. I go back through my voice memos, and that's how I found the song Achacha Alti that I wrote. I was just improvising. Most of my songs come from improv sessions.
Right. So, you're in California now?
Seattle.
You're in Seattle. Okay, so it's about a 3-hour difference. Yes.
It is. Yeah.
It's earlier. Tell me what it's been like with COVID out there and how that's worked out.
Everyone has their own different experience. I mean, if you get COVID, it's totally different from the neighbor who didn't get COVID. So that's how it's been for me. I have been fortunate enough to have been healthy, and my family has stayed healthy so far. But, there's always kind of like a sense of fear. We have been quarantined, and we continue, we plan to continue the quarantine unless they tell us that we shouldn't do that anymore. I'm lucky to be able to work with a congregation that does, we Zoom services from our homes, and I'm with my rabbi, side by side, just as we are now. And so it feels like we're safe, but I feel for people who, my husband is a nurse, so he is an essential worker, but he works with cancer patients, so he's not really exposed. So, I feel for everyone who keeps having to go out every day and get into the public. And, it's one of those.
It's very hard.
Yeah.
Both my daughter and my son-in-law are doctors, and my daughter wasn't feeling well a couple weeks ago, and 7 of the other residents that she works with had COVID, and she got tested, and she wasn't feeling well, but it was negative. So after a couple days, she went back to work, and sure enough, a few days later, her husband got very sick with COVID, not hospital sick, but very sick compared to how mild hers was. So what she told me is that it affects men more harshly than women.
Right. And there's so much that we don't know about it. So it's just this mystery that's hanging over us the whole time,
So what projects over these months have you been working on at home, since you can't go anywhere, you can't be entertaining?
Well, I have to say that I personally appreciate this sabbatical that this has created in my life, because this travel thing was kind of unsustainable really for me with the young kid, and
Yes.
wanting to invest in my yard and my garden. And so I've had an
Very
opportunity
hard.
to do that. But in addition, working with Alana and Deborah, and expanding our kind of our ability to perform in different venues and different settings. And then I collab with I have a friend named Daniel Cantor in London who is an amazing songwriter, and he and I have been, collaborating on
Wow.
recordings. I work with Yoel Sykes from Nava Tehila, and he and I have a project, the two, like a duo project that we're writing for right now. So, life goes on.
So incredible. It's amazing how, the one door closes and another opens. I mean, a lot of people have felt very trapped and very stifled, especially if you make your living traveling as an artist. It's been hard, and my sister's a music producer in LA, and it's been very difficult. She had two big projects right off the bat in March. She two Disney live programs that she produced, and then it got quiet.
Yeah.
People, and I know that after the storm, there's going to be a huge amount of stuff coming out. Everybody's going to be traveling, music's going to be flowing again. But right now, we feel for many people, we feel very stifled.
Yeah, it feels like an opportunity if you have the energy and the motivation to work
Yes.
on your craft and like develop skills, but it can be so frustrating that it's sometimes hard. It takes the wind out of your sails to do something like that. So
Yes. How did you break into the how did you get into the Jewish world of, you know, of being one of the groups? Was it because of your connections with the different people? I mean, you all kind of connected, and then that's how you found your way in the doors of URJ and all of that.
I was raised in the URJ, and I had all of the privilege to enable me to be, the song leader and whatever. But because, like Alana was saying, I had to rebel. And even though I did that on my own time, I worked at synagogues my entire life. It was my 35th year actually working in a synagogue,
Wow.
on payroll. But that wasn't
Wait,
my main.
aren't you only 35 years
I'm
old?
44, so I started when I was 10. So,
Oh,
this
wow.
fall. But I did it on the DL because I didn't want anyone to know I was a Jewish musician. I was too cool to be a Jewish musician. So I was a
I know.
touring reggae artist doing that. And then, what can I say?
Incredible.
I have feelings, and these prayers and everything. It's really where I want to be. I don't love
Yes.
bars, so it actually works better for me to sing in a synagogue with multi-generational, and
Yes.
I
Very
like it.
cathartic.
Yeah.
Very cathartic. What synagogue are you singing in now?
I am the artist in residence at Temple to Hirsch Sinai in Seattle, which is an old congregation from the 1800s, or
Wow.
it had its roots then, and it was where I was born, and I had my baby naming there. I learned to
Oh my
walk there. My
gosh.
dad was the
Oh,
rabbi when I was a kid, so it's kind of like a homecoming for me. It's really a
how
beautiful place.
beautiful. How
Yeah,
beautiful. Would you sing us another one of your gorgeous songs?
I would love to.
Thank you.
Now I'm gonna sing one that maybe has a similar sound to the one that I just sang, but
That's okay.
I just feel like singing these ones. I have this tool called a partial capo. I just wanted to point it out. I was taught to use this by Dan Nichols,
Okay.
at a Havana Shiro one year. He taught a little workshop on it. It changed my life, and I use it for a lot of my compositions now. So for anyone I'll play in the camera. So anyone who plays guitar, if you're interested and you want to see.
So it's partial. So it only covers half of the strings?
So it covers, and I'll put it right here, it covers not the lowest string, but the
Right.
three after that, and then it has opens
Wow.
here.
How neat.
And so it creates like a different tonality.
Oh, neat. Yeah, I
We
love it.
call it a cheat, but it's also just
It's a
it's a
good
song.
cheat.
So this is a
Thank you for
song I
that
wrote.
cheat.
This is about love. I don't really think it needs any other explanation.
You
So
got it.
if you want to take a deep breath and just sink into the love, not just you, Cantor, but anyone who's here with us today.
Thank you.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Blessed love, holy love, sacred love, abundant love, source of love, let your love shine down on me. from above, from above. Love, I hope I'm worthy of, oh source of love. Let your love shine down on me. Before the morning light, I already feel it shining. Before I open up my eyes, I already see it shining. When my road is rough, I can feel your love, and that's enough for me. Blessed love, holy love, sacred love, abundant love, source of love, let your love shine down on me. As above, so below, love from whom all blessings flow, source of love, let your love shine down on me. On me and the ones I love, shine from below and from above. Protect our families and shine through me. Shine on me and the ones I love, shine from below and from above. Protect our families and shine through me. Be a light in me. Be a light in me. Love, 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 love.
Oh, that was so, I was just transported. I don't even know what world I was in, but I wasn't in this one. That is so gorgeous.
Thank you.
Your melodies are beautiful. Both of you are so extremely talented. And what makes it so extraordinary is that you write from your souls. And when you write from your soul, you can't go wrong. You just can't. It's if you're an artist and you truly are, and you write from that deep place, it just comes out in the music. And so thank you so much, Chava. That was gorgeous.
Thank you.
Just beautiful. I'm going to invite your buddy Ilana to come back on, since you know her quite well, and see if the two of you
Hi.
say hi to each other again.
Hi.
You're in Cape Cod and she's in Seattle, right?
Yep, that's right.
Not so bad.
Not so bad across the world.
Shabby, as my rabbi said.
That was so beautiful, Chava.
Wasn't
Thank
that
you,
gorgeous? Have you heard her sing that before?
Yeah, we sing those songs together. Sometimes I get to sing some harmonies. I was just like you were. I was just singing some harmonies.
Oh, wow.
Pretty loud in this room.
Oh, how beautiful. How beautiful. So you guys are working right now on a project together?
We are, yeah. We're in a band called New Moon Rising.
Okay.
And we'll be coming, actually, when is it? Chava, do you remember? March?
I'm thinking March 5th, maybe?
That would be March.
You're coming to Beth Am?
We're coming to Beth Am on March 5th, and God willing,
Wow.
it'll be like just a wonderful in-person experience.
Oh, I can't wait to be with you guys. Maybe I can try to muster up something to write with the two of you before you get here.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That would be great. I just need some inspiring lyrics,
Totally.
but I'll find them. Ilana, you mentioned that you would sing something else for us. Oh,
I'm happy to.
I mentioned you would sing something else.
You'd mentioned that. That's true. I'm sorry, it's kind of dark in here now. The sun just seems to have left, so here I am.
Okay, there's still a glow on your face. So God is glowing on you.
Thank you. That's wonderful. Okay. I think this is for Chava. I'm going to sing this song for Chava. Okay.
Beautiful. Great.
Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami, Yomar Elohim, Nachamu, nachamu, Ami yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, nachamu, Ami yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, nachamu, Ami yomar Elohechem. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu, nachamu, Ani yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, nachamu, Ani yomar Elohechem. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle with this world. Nachamu, nachamu, Ami yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, nachamu, Ami yomar Elohechem.
How gorgeous. And as we just finished my favorite holiday, Tisha B'Av, I like to always invite a lot of people over on Tisha B'Av because I don't have to serve them anything.
That's a nice strategy. I love that.
Yeah.
A fast party.
I'm throwing a big party on Tisha B'Av, but by the way, we're fasting. Oh, that was incredible. You think, Hava, you got one more to sing us out?
Chava.
Oh, I just want to sing Nachamu again.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind hearing it a second time, but I'm sure you've got something else.
Okay, I'm going to take us from Tisha B'Av into Elul.
Okay.
With a Chat Sha'alti. This just feels like the right song for the moment.
And by the way, Susan Linder sends her love to you.
Susan Linder. I was just thinking about Susan because when I hear you talk, it reminds me of Susan.
I'm going to get Susan Linder on, and I'm just going to tell her to FaceTime me while she's hearing me. FaceTime me, Susie, so they can see your face when they're singing.
Please FaceTime.
Okay, go ahead, Angel.
Susie and I just ran the New Cage, a lot of New Cage programming, and we had such a fun time. It was a full month of New Cage. Anyway,
wow.
this
right,
and my child loves her music, so this one's for you, Susan.
All right.
Achat sha'alti et Adonai. Achat sha'alti otavakesh. You're not muted, Alana, just letting you know. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai. Achat sha'alti otavakesh. Shivti bevet Adonai. Shivti kol yamei chayai. Shivti, sing it, girl. בהיכלות לחזות בנועם הוויה to gaze upon the beauty of Shekhinah. Let's all take a deep breath with our beautiful technologies here.
Oh, amen.
Oh, one thing, I ask you, Adonai, to be with you all of my life.
Oh, that's such a gorgeous, gorgeous, beautiful piece. So Susan Linder sends her love. Here she is.
Susan, I love you. So glad you're here.
Hi, Susan.
Hey, Lana. Hey, Rama.
This is different
Anyway,
from any show I've ever been on in my
Yep.
life.
She's got a spirit that can lift you when you are in your darkest moments. You just call Susan Linder.
I tell you, we're out in the woods and my child is singing, "Let's make good choices," and you just love the song. It's just infectious. So Susan, you're
So is
teaching us
she.
all.
Thank you. So Ilana
Yes, ma'am.
and Chava, I'm going to hang you up, Susie. I want to thank you on behalf of Temple Beth Ham and the entire country that's listening to you tonight. You've brought so much joy into my living room, and I'm going to be singing your melodies. You've inspired me to write something that I can maybe send to you, and the two of you maybe can add to it. And there's one more person that wants to thank you. That's my new puppy. Hold on, Leah, can you grab her?
Aw, I've seen a picture of this puppy. Now this is a very popular.
This is Lila Tova.
Oh, my word.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Mic
boy.
drop right there.
Oh,
When she's not eating my skin and chewing my fingers, she's so adorable when she's sleeping.
oh, what a
Is she a Havanese?
She's a mixture of she's a Shih Tzu and a Poodle mix. Is that
beautiful.
gorgeous? Yeah,
Beautiful.
I know.
Inspiring.
Thank you both from the bottom of my heart. I'm so thrilled that we'll be together in March, and you just lifted us all tonight and brought a lot of light into a world that needs it. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you, Andrea, wherever you are, for making this happen. As usual, you are an incredible right hand and my partner in this wonderful thing that we call the Jewish Voice. Thank you again, guys. My love to you and to your
Thank you.
family.
So ever.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.